welcome everybody to episode 128 of the China Show, formerly known as ADV Podcasts. So, what do we have in store today?
We have an episode where we're going to talk about stuff related to China and China current events. Believe it or not.
Things have gone a bit crazy, and China actually wants you to participate in this madness, which you'll see soon enough.
Oh, we have a great, fantastic, interactive experience for you guys coming up. I think you guys are going to absolutely relish in this.
Yeah.
We came up together. We came up with a really fun idea.
Yeah, but anyway, that'll be Soft Power Hour. Let's just start out with what's new. We'll saunter right into it. This is where we talk about what's new in China and show you a couple of interesting little developments. One of them being the following. Maybe you can try to explain what's going on here.
For all our audio listeners, you got some people in the back of a pig truck, with a cage on the back of it.
Sure.
Assuming it is related to the zero COVID, they're probably trucking people to a quarantine facility. This is I can tell by the license plate, it says Jüri, which means it is in Guangzhou.
Yeah, which,
capital of Guangzhou.
By the way, you'd think this kind of pig truck farmer thing was happening in rural China. No, this is like the top this is the capital of Guangdong province.
It's one of the top 3 cities in all of China.
Yeah, one of the top 4.
Top 4, sorry.
Yeah. So, Shenzhen is in Guangdong, but it's not the capital. Guangzhou, though, otherwise known as Canton, that's the capital, and you get people like in pig vans being driven around. Anyway, so that's that. Now, this is a positive story.
Yeah.
And I wanted to share this because, this is very recent. You can see the date up there. I know every time you see security footage from China, you think that it's from like the 1980s or something, okay? In fact, any media out of China is usually in crap ADP. Like, it's really bad.
You know what what I want to say?
What?
Is that if you see any negative videos out of China, it's because people shared them on their phones, which have been sent 1,000 billion times that they get so degraded.
Yeah.
But if it's security footage, you'll usually nowadays only see security footage that's showing something good.
Yes.
Because anytime, if you've lived in China and you need to ask a security guard for the security footage, they never have that security footage. You know those cameras you see everywhere?
They never work.
Those are only used if there's something anti-government going on. They'll work.
They'll work. Oh, they'll work for that. Yeah,
they'll work for that. But if you have something stolen, their bicycle or your house got broken into or whatever, those cameras didn't work. Sorry.
No,
I've lost so many things like bicycles and motorcycles and friends. Every time you're like, oh, perfect, there's security cameras there. Probably catch this guy. Everyone's always, did you ever hear those old wives' tales back in the day when you first moved to China? They're like, I heard a story about a foreigner that went to China and his bag got stolen, and then the police caught him and they said, do you want us to execute him right now? That's
right.
They may be harsh, but at least they always catch the criminals. I've never once seen them catch anyone in China.
Never.
It's the lowest turnover rate I've ever seen for crime.
Anyway, let me explain what's going on here. For those of you who can't see, it says up there 2022-09-28. So, this is 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And that's why I just wanted to say, you look at this footage and it looks like it was taken decades ago, but it was...
From when it's like my home video when I was a child.
Yeah, it's like 2 days ago. Okay, just so you know.
Yeah.
I'm going to play it out, then I'm going to explain what's happening here. What you can see is some children and some parents, I guess, and children running in, and then a security guard slams a gate on a man. So let's go back to that. I've made 2 videos about this. It's a very shocking and disturbing part of Chinese society, and that is this revenge against society thing. When people kind of snap mentally, and it happens often, so it's not like a once-off thing. It's actually happened a lot in China, and it happens all the time, and it's always the same thing. It's usually a middle-aged guy, completely loses it, and he goes and stabs kindergartners. That's what they do.
Yeah.
They go and they attack little children with knives and murder them. And this happens a lot. I've made 2 videos about it, so if you want to learn more about it, you can find out. But this is a positive one because what you can see here is a guy wielding basically 2 machetes, if you look closely, is this security guard, by the way, big props to him.
Yeah, legend.
He was quick thinking. He saw that this guy was coming. You can see the kids running in there. There's a parent with a kid. Just gets in just in time and blocks this man.
Yeah.
You can see him there he's got 2 massive knives, and he was coming to kill the children. So this is a positive outcome. I wanted to share this. It's not always doom and gloom.
No, it's good. They're finally figuring out how to deal with it, which is great.
I mean, look, I remember when this became such a big issue that around Shenzhen at the kindergartens and the high schools and the middle schools, they started to post security guards with those big, it looks like a yoke, you know, like a big pole with a big U shape on it.
Yes.
And they would do trading, and that's like get around a perpetrator's neck to like pin them down.
It works.
Yeah, and keep them at arm's length. Yeah. Well, further than arm's length because they've got knives, right? So, I mean, the whole point of those things is to stop stabbers.
Yes.
So you get these kindergarten stabbers, and it's a huge issue in China.
Yeah, it's an epidemic, really.
Yeah, it really is. And so it's just good to see that this guy was, thwarted in his attempts.
Yes.
So big props to the security guard
and great quick thinking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Loved it.
And that was 2 days ago. So, all right, what else do we have in What's New? That stupid guy's walking off. He's like, oh, damn, I better go cut a watermelon instead.
Yeah, that's what he did. And then, hopefully
I hope that he got nabbed.
I think so.
Yeah, I would hope so.
I think so.
Yeah, anyway.
So here, unless he had some great local connections.
Yeah.
You're like, don't do that again.
Yeah, they'll be like, next time
we're not going to be able to help you.
Yeah.
Anyway, here we have a school
Yep.
where they're still mandating the masking even while eating, which we thought this is going around in the Chinese internet because people that have graduated from school were surprised to see that still this is going on.
Yeah, so you have to eat with a mask on.
Yeah, this is going around the Chinese internet. People were sharing it on Weibo and stuff, and they're like, what is this?
Yeah.
What is this? You know, everyone's tired of it.
Yeah,
it's just ridiculous.
It's become a defeatist attitude now. A lot of the Chinese people I've been speaking to, because, by the way, we didn't include the footage now, but did you see the footage in Shenzhen of the people queuing up?
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's absolutely insane now to get their COVID tests. Like,
I think I mentally block out those lines now because I've seen it.
But
so
I mean,
many
they had
times.
an aerial shot, and it's just crazy.
It was like madness, right?
And so I was speaking to some of my friends who actually had to go stand in those lines. And they're like, it's got to a point where they hate it, but it's rules are the rules. You know, it doesn't make any sense. But if you want to carry on with your life, no, you can't.
You know what I mean?
You just have to do it. You know, it's inconvenient. It screws everyone's life up.
That's why there's so many people fleeing China if they have the means.
Absolutely, yeah. Even the shills traveling around the world and stuff, they're like, freedom. Yeah. Let's do van life or whatever, you know? Yeah. Anyway, so let's see what's going on. For our next clip. Our next clip it's a little bit of a throwback. We've spoken about Shamata a lot on this channel, and those of you who don't know, it's a subculture in China, and it's usually the more poor rural kids move to an urban area, not necessarily a big city, but just an urban area. And they
from the countryside.
Yeah, from the countryside. And they have their own weird identity. So it's like hairstyles, dress sense. And we've spoken a lot about the scooters. The scooters that they drive, but we've never been able to show you one.
And motorcycles.
Yeah. And they love these, what we call crayon exhausts.
Yeah, you can picture, like, you know what an exhaust looks like on a motorcycle, right? You get like an aftermarket one, right? Imagine if you swap that out with something that looks like a giant crayon, right? Like a Crayola crayon.
Yeah, your kid draws a picture.
It looks very similar to that because it's got the tip that's almost shaped like a crayon head.
And the colors.
Right? And they're different colors. Yeah. And they can cost, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they got down to like under $5.
Yeah, they're super cheap.
Like made of nothing.
Made of just garbage. Anyway, let's take a look at this guy. We'll get ourselves out of here so you can see him clearly.
Let me explain.
Okay.
This is a self-aware critique / explanation of what all the elements that make a Shamata, which is fantastic.
Yeah, self-aware.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at him here. He's got the hair.
He's got the finger snip. He's got the bleached hair. The dyed hair. Yeah. He's got the shoes, the fake leather dress shoes that don't fit properly.
Yeah, that you step on, you don't like.
You step in the back folds.
Yeah, exactly. He's got the jeans, the kind of acid wash jeans.
Yeah, the tight shirts.
Now you can see the beauty of his scooter behind him. Okay, you'll see more about it soon, but
you see the crayon exhaust?
Yes, you can see that he has not only got one exhaust on his scooter, but like at least 6.
Yes.
Let's take a look there. Yeah, leaking on.
You gotta have that. I mean, these scooters and motorcycles can cost like a couple $100 new.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, you gotta have the obnoxious bumper stickers /
license
fake
plates.
License plates.
Exactly. So, how many exhausts do you think?
1, 2, 3,
let's count those.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10.
It's got 10 exhaust pipes. So only one of them's real. Yeah. Although sometimes they do hook them all up, so you have sound out of them.
Bosuzoku do that in Japan as well. But these are those crayon exhausts that cost like under $5.
Yeah, and you're wondering what those colorful things on the back, those are like little wing, like sissy bar type things you get on the back of scooters. And he's just like put a whole bunch of them up there. So
they're plastic though, and they're made to emulate the rear end of like a sports bike.
Yeah, it's epic. You see how it's all like held together with those like steel pieces.
So Shamata.
It's Shamata. So we can finally show you their preferred form of transport.
Yeah. Either this or a cheap Chinese motorcycle.
Yeah, they do the same exhausts on them. Yeah.
Everything's the same. It's just a motorcycle.
Yeah, exactly.
Selfie with this graphic. Yeah.
And the sniff.
And all the elements. Oh, those hands. Remember those grips?
Yeah, the grips, and also look at the big horn. But the horn's not even connected, dude.
But they do have the horns. And I heard one of my friends who was basically a Shamata. The more I think about it, the more I realize he was kind of a Shamata without the hair, right?
Okay.
And he had one of these scooters, but it was like a 250. He was very proud of that, right?
Wow, yeah, that's a powerful scooter.
Yeah, it was a CF Moto 250 one, but it was one of their older ones.
Yeah.
So it looked like a gray spaceship, but he had put one of those crayon type exhausts on it, and it had he had like speakers built in, like really crap Chinese
I've seen
speakers.
that. Yeah.
And he would ride around and play Backstreet Boys on it.
Oh, nice.
But the scooter was made to kind of look like a motorcycle, but it's just a scooter, right?
Right.
And he had this horn that had almost like a dial pad on it with different sounds. So it would be like Gwen, and, like not his voice, like built in. It would be like boing boing boing, you know,
all
like
these
like
kind of
fart sound type things. You know, it would play like a little techno riff.
Yeah.
You know.
Gwen means F off, by the way.
It's like roll away.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, that's epic.
Yeah, we play him out.
Yeah. He's an epic Shamata over there.
This is definitely a thing that we forgot to add in.
Yeah, they do that. Yeah. They definitely do that. Yeah. So that's kind of what's new. All right.
Yeah.
And before we move into our massive, soft power hour, which is the hilarious crap that's going on in China right now, perhaps we could answer a super chat or two. What do you think?
We could do that. Yeah. Thank you to Rob Lowry for joining the channel. Possible person says, don't forget to smash that like button, y'all.
Yeah.
So yeah, appreciate if you do that. Angry Dragon, thank you very much. Power Shift, what's both of your opinions on Xi creating a Putin situation where he's only surrounded by yes men and no longer getting accurate information? That's absolutely the situation we're in.
Yeah, that's every dictator ends up like that. You know, it doesn't matter if it's Idi Amin or Pol Pot or whoever.
Yeah, it's not a novel thing. Right?
No, it's just like it's normal, you know?
Brian Kane says, I know why C-Milk actually hates Imagine Dragons, because they have a song called Bones that reminds him of the scourges of the earth. I got this feeling. Yeah, you know. I don't know, Brian. That's a good sick burn, and I'll take it. Mm-hmm. But I think it's more embarrassing that you know any other song other than those like three main. You were
singing Imagine Dragons.
Yeah, but one of the big three, and I was only singing it because
you were looking up Minions, Imagine Dragons compilations on YouTube this morning and watching them.
And that sounds like you're making fun of me.
But he was doing that.
But I only did it because I said audibly to you. Don't leave that part. No, sure. I said, I wonder if anyone made Minions Imagine Dragons compilations, because it's like my two least favorite things in the whole world.
Sure.
And sure enough, there's got to be 1,000 of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of them out there. Yeah.
It's a common thing.
Yeah.
It bothered me to no end.
Sure, yeah.
But of course, it put it in my head.
Yeah,
and
he's been singing Imagine Dragons all day.
Son of a... Anyway, thanks for keeping it real. From CDX Greed, and I'll do one more. Koala 1203. Just here to wish every 50-cent Wumao nationalist watching this video a happy early so-called National Day.
Nice.
Hope the CCP will spend its 73rd anniversary of the PRC living in eternal fear.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Excellent. So it's time for our soft power hour, everybody. This is how China tries to change your mind. And, well, specifically today we're going to talk about how China will be trying to use you to change other people's minds.
Yes.
So let's take a look. What do we have behind us over here, C-Milk?
This wasn't even going to be part of the show.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you why. I wanted to see, and this is something we do almost every day of the week. We want to see what Chinese state media how they're reporting on certain things. Everyone knows right now that the bogus referendums that Russia's doing in Ukraine, the annexation, is the top news in the whole world.
Right.
Maybe first or second only to the hurricane, right?
Yes,
for American, at least, American news. But if you go on any news outlet, they're talking about the annexation. So I'm like, I wonder how China's dealing with this. And there's a reason for that. It's very interesting to bring up this topic because China's very worried that the narrative will be broken on the Taiwan issue if Russia starts making shit up about Ukraine, right? Now, China makes shit up about Taiwan all the time. That's very, very normal. They claim Taiwan. They say, yeah, we'll be reunited, even though they were never united in the first place. No, exactly, right? And Russia does the same thing in Ukraine, right? Yeah. So it's kind of like brothers. But the problem is that China also recognizes Ukraine as a sovereign nation, as does most of the world, right? It's not like it's not a fake country. It's a real country in the UN. Yeah. Right? It's not a made-up thing, right? Yeah. So we're in a situation where China has to be like, well, you gotta kind of adhere to this territorial integrity, you know, we're not going to be breaking all the rules here, or else Taiwan could kind of be like, hey, we're our own thing, you know. So they have to tread really lightly. So I'm like, how are they handling this annexation thing? So I'm scrubbing the internet trying to figure it out. There's a little discussion in the Chinese language media, but there's not a whole lot on state media. Yeah. And so I pull up People's Daily, which is the most common. The People's Daily is like the go-to. Yeah, it's the go-to. The top news source, right? And I was just blown away at the sheer audacity that they have to pretty much only write. It looks like North Korea now. Yes. When we were in China, you could pull up the People's Daily, and of course it's bullshit propaganda, state apparatus stuff. But there was stuff about other things. Yes. Right? It's literally now just a thing about Xi Jinping at this point. Dude, okay. So for those of you who can't read Chinese, the very first words at the top of the page, right at the top there, is Xi Jinping. Yes. Okay? And it's like, talks about how great he is. You've got, okay, I mean, I'll play it out. We actually, when we recorded the screen thing, I'll get us out of here quickly. We took the cursor and hovered it over every instance of Xi Jinping's name. Yeah. Okay? Where is that cursor? Should be coming along any time now. One would think. Okay, because I'd like us all to count together how many times, just on the first page that comes up, that Xi Jinping's name is displayed. Okay, so we got 1. Okay, there it is at the top, 1. Then we've got 2. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 8. Yeah, just stop it there because that goes on to some other crap. Okay, but like his name is mentioned 8 times on the first page that comes up. It's literally just... Go back to that, by the way. I want to look at some of these slides. Okay. Because this is, you got to imagine, it's the front page, right? If you open up the New York Times or something, right? You'd have a bunch of different things. Okay, yeah. Right. Okay, so now we got a slide that comes up here. And the first slide we see here... There's a Mao Tai ad, which is crazy. That's Baijiu, by the way. Yeah. But yeah, the first slide here is Xi Jinping and other state leaders attend a ceremony of laying flower baskets to the people's heroes of Memorial Day of the Martyrs, right? He's not laying shit, by the way. He's like he's touching, he's feeling a banner. He's like, yes, this banner, it's made out of that same cheap crap we put all of our propaganda on. It's too small up there. I'm going to read over here. Okay. Okay, what else do we got? Does it scroll through anymore? Well, we got this one over here. Oh, sorry, hang on. The 1949 to 2022. Oh, nice. That's Xi Jinping and other party and state leaders attended the National Day reception. By the way, so these are the slides. This is not the articles linked on the side. If you read those different things on the side, it's also just Xi Jinping related stuff. This is extra Xi Jinping content that you're finding in the middle here as well. Okay, next. The flag flutters to greet the National Day. The street has had a strong festive atmosphere. Oh, what? They didn't mention Xi Jinping? I'm disappointed. They didn't get any Xi Jinpings. Anyway, all those on the side are all related to Xi Jinping. So yeah. Oh, what I just want to say was you're in a situation now where state media has outdone itself to the point where it's literally just Xi Jinping news. It's like Xi's thoughts, Xi's this, Xi's that. It's become such a cult of personality. It looks like North Korea now. It is. I'm not making that up. I mean, that's the thing. If you're not somebody who understands Chinese and you would... This isn't the news. Yeah. I mean, you would look at this and you would think, oh, there's probably a bunch of articles here about what's happening in China. No, it's literally Xi Jinping congratulated this. Xi Jinping brings in the this and that. Xi Jinping's thoughts on that. Xi Jinping decided to do this. Xi Jinping took a dump. Let's all go and praise him. Yeah. It's ridiculous. He's on the freaking banner.
Okay.
It's not like it used to be.
No, and if you go to other news sites, it's the same. It'll have like Xi's corner.
Xi's corner. Xi's thought.
Freaking Xi's thoughts. Xi's corner. You know, Xi's thought of the day.
It's super creepy.
It is.
It's messed up where we've gotten, and it shows you like China's intent has changed massively.
Yeah. So I mean, the language barrier gets in the way. You don't get to see the news in China, but it is just a massive, big.
It's alarming. We're at Hitler level.
It is a worshipping, like literally they fillet Xi Jinping all day, every day. The news, the media, everything's
It's worse than Soviet papers.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's just about worshiping this man.
Yeah.
We're at this
Pol
man's
Pot
not even
level.
he's not even worthy of worship.
Right.
He has not done anything that deserves this.
Right.
And no man should ever be worshipped this much. And it's a forced worship, you know?
Well, no person should ever be worshipped, period. A human being shouldn't be worshipped.
No, just imagine, you know, here, you're just an ordinary Chinese person, right?
Yeah.
And you open up your newspaper and all that you can read is like how great Xi Jinping is and like how you have to suck his dick.
Right.
That's, and excuse my language, but it's annoying.
Right.
That's all you can. So you see it on the billboards, you see it in your newspapers, you see it on TV, and all it is like Xi Jinping is great, Xi Jinping's amazing. Xi Jinping's thought, study Xi Jinping's thought. And if you're a government worker, and this is no joke, okay? If you have any kind of government job, every day you have to use an app and you get tested on Xi Jinping's thought.
Yeah.
You think that's some weird, like, oh, no, that doesn't...
No,
it
it's
happens.
real. It's daily life.
You know, like the doctors
workers.
that I speak to, because don't forget...
any civil service.
Yeah, because doctors are also like, you know, it's a government job, right? They have to do it. Like, imagine that. Oh, I'm going to go see patients today. First, I have to answer some questions on Xi Jinping's thoughts. It's like, oh, Xi Jinping once said the clouds shall be parted in the sky if the ground is brown. Okay, there we go. Yeah, no, you got it wrong. It's if the ground is red.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of crap. It's rubbish. Like, what kind of nonsense?
Is it moderate prosperity?
This megalomaniac crap. Like, dude.
Is it high prosperity? I can't remember.
Yeah. Yeah. Seriously, though, it's nonsense. No man should ever be put on a pedestal like this and praised so much.
Oh, we're well past that point.
Yeah.
This is like scary levels of
there's,
megalomania.
You know, there's absolutely nothing that can be compared to this in the West.
No.
I mean, you can see the people who like go...
Currently.
Not currently, absolutely not. Maybe like Mussolini back in the
Hitler,
day,
for sure.
Hitler back in the day.
This is approaching. I mean, honestly, it's super. Yeah, not they haven't achieved the genocide levels yet.
No, but not that. But I'm
worship,
saying the worship.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't seen this in the West for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, this is wild.
It's absolutely ridiculous. So here we've got this situation. Now, this is actually relevant to what we're about to talk to you about, because the Chinese government would like you, your foreign face, to add to this worship of Xi.
Yeah, so let me explain how this has gone. There is a multi-billion-dollar campaign from the central government.
Yeah.
How this works is it goes through think tanks and then it spreads out as propaganda across the world. That's how it works, right?
Yeah.
A very simplified version of this. Now, in those billions of dollars, people get kickbacks. There's corruption involved, of course, because you imagine there's a bunch of CCP leaders under the top leadership, right? That makes these decisions. And what they will do is they'll get paid for how many pieces of propaganda they can put out.
Right.
From a directive, right?
Yeah.
So they get their directive. And of course, they want some of that money, right? So they'll get other people to do their work. So let's just say, oh, your job is you got to get 50 foreigners to say that China's great. You go and just outsource that. Be like, we're going to have a competition. And then you'll be able to go on a TV show on state media and we'll propel your career to the top. It's going to be great. What an opportunity for you.
Well, let's bring up the competition and then we'll explain why it's relevant to this.
Yes.
Okay, so never mind all this news junk. Here comes this new competition. Here it is. Let's wait for it. It's coming. Okay, it's called Who We Are. China's Amazing Decade. My Story. Okay. The past 10 years have been an amazing decade for China, as it has experienced spectacular growth economically, socially, and in many other ways. Foreigners who have lived in the country or have had any other dealings with the country anytime from 2012 to 2022 must have some amazing stories to tell. Now, here's the important part. What's so important about these dates, 2012 to 2022?
Let me just rack my brain here. 2012, that was when Xi Jinping took office. Oh, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
Xi Jinping's whole legacy
Yes.
from 2012 until now.
So what they're saying is, look what Xi Jinping has done for the country. This is how they're going to frame it.
Yes.
They're like, Xi Jinping's tenure or whatever, the time that he's been there, he's been doing his job as being a dictator, okay? 2012 to 2022 has actually seen China develop a lot of issues. It's seen like the whole world has gotten a much more negative opinion of China.
Yes.
He's kind of run China into the ground, forced the zero COVID policy, kind of allowed COVID to happen and spread in the first place. The Uyghur genocide.
Xinjiang crackdowns, freedom of speech gone, international relations cut out, wolf
Hong
warrior
Kong.
diplomacy, Hong Kong. Every bad thing has been in this time period.
Yes. Every bad thing that's happened in China has been under the leadership of Xi Jinping. And that's the thing, though. What they want is they want foreigners now to praise Xi Jinping.
Yeah.
See how they already put the words in your mouth? They're like, China has experienced spectacular growth economically, socially, and in other ways. Foreigners who have lived, in the country or had any other dealings with China from 2012 to 2022, it has to be during Xi Jinping's reign of terror, right? Must have some amazing stories to tell.
Yeah.
Be they about study, work, or any other endeavor. China Daily and Bank of China, in collaboration with China Services Information Platform, whatever.com.
I know what that is. That is it's almost a fake website put on by China Daily to say that it explains the government's policies so that you can directly interact with them. And you can be part of their progressive and good government that listens to the people.
Right.
It's just bullshit. It's a horrible my first web page.
Okay, they said are pleased to announce that they are hosting a storytelling contest from August 9th to October 16th, open to any non-Chinese who have had dealings with China over the past 10 years. Entrants are not required to be in China at present. That's because most people can't be in China right now because of the stupid visa and zero COVID crap that's going on. We look forward to receiving your submissions. Okay, now I actually heard about this prior to us now talking about it. Remember I kept talking about the Stellenbosch University in South Africa? Stellenbosch University is one of the top universities in the country. It's in Cape Town. It's in a beautiful area. It has been completely co-opted by the CCP. The Confucius Institute runs rampant there. And the Confucius Institute put this competition, this exact same competition, out through its groups and through its classes and stuff. And they were offering the same prizes for anyone who can tell a good story, the my story. They worded it differently, but it's the same competition. And it's all about showing how good Xi Jinping is. Remember, it was more to the word like Xi Jinping. So explain why Xi Jinping did a good job. Remember?
I mean, this is the same thing. They just found a clever way to
exactly. I'm going to, by the way, I'm going to dig up again, find all that information.
Sure.
And I'll show it to you next time. But the fact of the matter is it's the same deal. What they're trying to do is they're trying to get foreigners now, specifically from partner countries like BRICS countries.
Sure.
Which stands for whatever Brazil, Russia, India, South Africa, and whatever C stands for.
Old joke, by the way.
China. BRICS countries, and of course, any country. But they want foreigners to go out there and say how great China is and how great China has been during this time, and then they're going to attribute it to Xi Jinping. And they're going to say, Xi Jinping is so great that these foreigners even agree that China's amazing.
China's gotten so great from 2012 to 2022 that they're exporting their propaganda to make it outsourced so you guys can make it for them.
They actually have to bribe people. So here, share your China story.
Yes.
Win
How sad is
prizes.
this? How sad.
Yeah. China's amazing decade, my story. We're seeking submissions in 3 categories. Articles, photos may be included, photography, videos, and language study, and language strictly. Sorry, it's very small text of it. Strictly English only. So that's another thing. It must be in English.
For a reason.
Yeah, because that's great propaganda for them.
Propaganda.
Yeah, it's great propaganda because then they will use that on their CGTNs and in their various different
this is
state.
China Daily.
Yeah, whatever their various state organs, they mix that stuff up. It's like a 70s car key party or whatever you call that nonsense. That's what they're doing. So that's what they're going to do.
Not familiar with what that sounds something dodgy.
Yeah, it is. Like everyone puts their keys in a bowl, and then like random, like couples will randomly take whoever takes the key goes on with a different person. Or whatever.
Oh, okay.
It's like a really mad sus thing from the 70s. Okay, yeah. Anyway,
back when you were a kid.
Yeah, before I was born. Yeah. Anyway, hopefully it's not got anything to do with how I was born. But, no, but seriously,
anyway.
No, seriously. At the end of the day, China will then use these videos as they do with everything, because you basically sign away your content once you enter any of these competitions. They will use your video saying how great China is on state media. They'll use it to boost the image of Xi Jinping. They will use it to boost the image of China. They will use it for propaganda across the world.
You know what?
What?
I think chat just came up with like this really good idea.
What's that?
It's almost like you guys should make your own submissions.
Yes.
And share them on the subreddit and also submit them. It'd be very interesting to see what an honest experiences from 2012 to 2022 little video would look like.
Yes.
I wonder what that would look like.
I encourage that. I think
Let's have our own competition.
I think we should. I think you and I should definitely
we'll make our own.
Submit
too.
our own.
Yeah.
We're going to submit our, like, completely honest, because look, we lived there during all of these years.
Yeah, except
obviously
the
last
recent
last 3 years we weren't there. But every other year during this time we were in China, and we saw it decline rapidly. We got invaded by
we'll
police.
just be honest.
Yeah, we'll be completely honest. We've seen like freedoms get taken away. We've seen society basically become worse.
So not only us, but it would be interesting to see what you guys could come up with too.
Yeah.
It'd be very interesting to see, because a lot of you seem very interested.
I love that idea. If you guys want to put together, it can be tongue-in-cheek, it can be video or
whatever
audio or whatever, put it on the subreddit. You make up your own thing. Next week, we'll pick a couple of winners and we'll put them up here on our show.
Yeah, so thanks to China Daily for the idea.
Yeah, excellent.
We'll check on the subreddit.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. And look, we got to do our homework too. We have to make videos.
We will.
And we'll show it to you guys.
We will.
We'll show it to you next week.
We'll be part of the submissions.
Yeah, we'll be part of this, and we will actually submit to the competition.
Of course, and you guys can submit to this competition as well.
Yeah,
it's up to you.
Absolutely, but I just want to again say that this is not a new thing. They've been trying to do this for a very long time. Okay.
Yeah.
They want foreigners to boost the image of Xi Jinping. It's not even China at this point.
No, it's not.
It's Xi Jinping.
Yeah.
Because now suddenly Xi Jinping is the one that's being attributed for everything great that China's ever done.
Well, here's the deal. Every leader in China needs to have a legacy.
Yeah.
Everyone has had a legacy, like something that they've done and that they're known for, right?
Well, what did Hu Jintao do?
Hu Jintao continued the reform and opening, so that's a positive thing that was attributed in the economy. That he had the highest period of economic growth.
Yeah, I'd say for me, that's my favorite years in China was the Hu Jintao era because he didn't do anything.
Exactly. He continued. I think the Jiang Zemin policies were the best for the best time to watch China be like, holy shit, like things are crazy now. All these businesses are opening up and all that kind of stuff. And then the Hu Jintao era just did more of that, right? So there's a legacy. Economic growth was his, right?
Yeah.
But there's no legacy now for the current leadership.
Now, you see how dangerous this is?
Yeah. Because there has to be a legacy.
Every leader has to do something, right?
Yeah.
Deng Xiaoping, Mao Zedong just destroyed the country. Okay,
yeah, but
destroyed
he made
the culture.
New China.
Yeah,
right?
but so he's known for that. But then you got Deng Xiaoping. His big thing was to open up to the West and allow capitalism in and allow Chinese people to actually finally work hard and embrace capitalism.
Right.
And
very few of them.
Yeah.
In certain areas.
Exactly. But he allowed them to lift themselves out of poverty and actually allowed them to do something.
And then Jiang Zemin.
He cracked down on the Falun Gong.
He was known for that. But also the positives were that he opened all the markets up of China. Right. And then economic growth exploded under Hu Jintao. Because the markets were now maturing.
Xi Jinping, his big moment has been zero COVID.
Zero COVID, and that's
why
it's a bad thing.
That's why he's not let up on it because everyone needs their big moment, right? And he was like, "This is going to be mine.
Yes,
I'm going to."
That's going to be my moment. He thought, "Hey, I can leverage this as my big moment because this destroyed the world."
Yeah.
Meanwhile, it morphed into something not that deadly, and then the rest of the world's like, "I'm over this."
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Oh shit, this isn't really a positive thing anymore. People are laughing at this or feeling bad."
Yeah.
But
he's like, screw it, I'm sticking to it.
Right.
Anyway, now we're going to talk to you a little bit about how this is not
Shout
such
out
a new
Hong Kong
thing.
97.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Somebody knew.
What is this about the connection not private, by the way?
Oh, just look at the website.
English.gov.cn.
This is one of the links on here.
Oh, it's one of the links.
Yeah, when you go to the form submission thing.
Yeah.
If you go to the People's Daily thing, it says like this is put on or whatever. Just more information, click the english.cn.gov or gov.cn, and you click it, and read this. It says attackers might be trying to steal your information
from it. Yeah,
Isn't that fantastic?
Yeah.
The Chinese government website, the actual government the central government website. In English is a malicious attack site.
Absolutely. You cannot trust any of the Chinese government websites anyway. The way they're run is very haphazard. They're not very good on security. No. And it's probably running off of a Windows XP desktop machine.
I would not be surprised.
Like Windows XP Home Edition.
It's choppy.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely
Windows
choppy.
XP Home Edition Service Pack 1.
Yeah, exactly. Not even Service Pack 1. Just straight out the box, You're running JavaScript,
SSL certificate revoked.
Yeah, exactly. Right there. Anyway, let's go back a few years, okay, since we're on this whole topic. Now,
can I set this up for a second?
Sure.
You explain it, but I want to say right here, in 2015, we found, we resurfaced a time capsule piece that China does not want you to see.
Sure.
And two things happened. Number one, we heard Xi Da Da.
Which they've now censored.
They banned that.
You can't say it anymore.
Number two, the first documented English example of somebody calling Xi Jinping Winnie the Pooh. 2015, circa 2015.
Yeah.
Before it was banned.
Yeah.
And I want you guys to know that the Xi Jinping being Daddy Xi / the Xi Jinping being Winnie the Pooh is from Chinese state media, because this is from Chinese state media.
Yeah, it is. So this is something Chinese state media put out in 2015. Which one was it? Was it Xinhua?
Renmin.
Oh,
sorry, People's Daily.
People's Daily. Okay.
I don't know why I'm speaking Chinese.
Yeah. All right, so let's take a look at this. We're going to play a little bit of this, and we're going to comment along the way with you guys so that, you can understand what's going on. It is in English, though, so let's take a look.
I am a student from Germany.
From Cameroon.
Austria.
Vanuatu. Hamburg.
Kenya.
I'm French.
I'm from Japan. I'm from Russia.
Australia.
Indonesia.
Argentina.
Spain.
Mexico.
I'm an American.
Seattle.
Chicago.
Pennsylvania.
California.
Very humble leader.
Over Chinese leader.
Okay, so for those of you who are listening, it's got those, it's a question on the screen.
Yeah.
So the question
I know those
is...
titles. Those are built into, iMovie.
Yeah. So the question is, who is Xi? ? And so everyone's like, oh, he's a powerful leader. He's a, peaceful leader. What. Let's see.
Wise and resolute president.
A high and respected person.
Not only a businessman, he's also a family man.
Always smile in the public. Very nice manner. And he's very well educated.
Handsome. Yeah, he's super charismatic.
He's handsome and charismatic. Okay, look,
The sucking off started back then.
Yeah, okay, now, whatever. You're going to ask a young, 19-year-old girl to tell you, what do you think of Xi Jinping? And she's going to say, he's so handsome.
Yeah, right.
I don't think so.
No. This is all scripted, obviously.
Yeah, I'm not a woman, so maybe there's something I'm missing here.
I don't think so.
When I look at Xi Jinping, I charismatic maybe, in a certain slovenly way, you can kind of shift through there with some charisma. I don't know, but handsome? No, he's not handsome. He's not.
No, I mean, you're trying to put words in my mouth here. You want me to say no? Of course not.
Yeah, so I think it's incorrect. But apparently he's a gentleman as well. What else?
How would you know?
Yeah.
I got to stop blaming these people, though, that are just scripted probably at gunpoint.
It's crazy.
It's not gunpoint.
You see how they got as many people from different countries as possible, but you still notice that the majority of the people are still from America.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They have multiple people from America, but they have
they only
have one person
they want
from
America
each other.
To say it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Anyway, let's continue.
Say it.
Yeah. Nice gentleman.
His face was a little bit cute. Like everybody.
Yeah, I mean, now I trust his opinion on men. To be honest.
Here's the deal.
What?
Stop.
What?
Stop.
I would though.
Yeah.
I think
he looks like he has good taste.
But but he didn't say that he was handsome though.
I actually like his outfit. It's pretty cool. He didn't say he's handsome though.
Yeah.
Now listen. This guy, what he just said would be outlawed now.
Yeah, you can't
You
say
can't
that.
say that. You can't say he's cute. You can't say all this kind of stuff. You know, it sounds weird.
What?
Because that sounds like it's like a positive thing.
Yes.
But that's banned because that's just like, see that it says she da da in the corner? We
Yes.
didn't put that there. State media put that there.
Yeah.
That is outlawed. It's
No,
illegal
you can't
now.
say it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, everybody looks at him and they just like him.
Sure they
Look at
do.
him and they just like him.
They also refer to him as Winnie the Pooh.
Yes! Rewind. Rewind. This
okay.
is the first instance, guys. This is the relic, right?
Yeah, on state media.
On
'cause-
state media from in English.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Look at him and they just like him.
They also refer to him as Winnie the Pooh, which I think is really funny.
That's a very
Go back to that poor
Yeah, he's
guy.
like-
I want to know. I want to find. I want to not find. I'm not a stalker.
No.
But I want to know how you're doing, bro, because
Yeah.
you started a shit storm, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I mean, like,
Hopefully he's still alive.
it had been passed around in social media prior to him saying
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
He's the
No,
first
no.
person to go
This
say
is
it.
and it's on state media on
Yeah.
the platform. You understand that the significance is much different.
Yeah.
You going on Weibo, posting a picture of Winnie the Pooh next to him is different than a dude on state media in English, an American dude saying that to the Chinese
yeah.
audience.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, it is kind of wild. Yeah, it's awesome.
Refer to him as Winnie the Pooh, which I think is really funny.
That's a very friendly image.
Popular
banned,
with
yes,
the people in
Yeah.
China.
He has a strong international reputation.
Yeah, he does have a strong international reputation, but you know what? I don't think it's a positive one anymore.
Well, he didn't lie.
No.
Like, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. All right. So what else they got to say?
A lot of my classmates really
Oh, now, like, first of all, remember the first question was like, who is she, right?
Yes.
Now it's like, do you know she da da?
Do you know what I like about this guy though?
What?
He says the Winnie the Pooh thing pre-ban, so it's not necessarily considered a bad thing. Then became wildly illegal.
Yeah.
But this, because you know what, it's Winnie the Pooh is not illegal. It's comparing Xi Jinping to Winnie the Pooh that's illegal, and he did exactly that.
Yeah, he did.
Number two, it says, "Do you know she da da?" Right?
Yeah.
And he's instead of saying, "Yeah, I really like him," he says, "A lot of my classmates really like him." I think this guy knows what he's doing.
I think he might do.
Yeah,
Anyway, let's see.
I
A
like
lot of
this
my
guy.
class, really like him.
like him. They refer to him as Si Da Da.
I think it's a term of affection.
I read in English news that he was called Uncle C, and I think Si Dada has the same meaning.
He's not just
Such
a
a
leader,
script. That's
Yeah,
such a
absolutely
script.
is. Let's see. What else?
but he's like part of your family.
What are you talking about, bro? He's like a part of your family.
Yeah.
I certainly hope not.
You can see what they were trying to do here. They were trying to like humanize him a bit more,
Yes,
or something
yes.
along those lines.
Well, it was a cult of personality and like nice. And this actually, if he was gonna go the whole cult of personality route, which he did, I think this was the right way to do it. Not this propaganda piece is horrible,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
and it's tasteless and people hated it.
He should have embraced the.
But he should have embraced
Winnie
the
Pooh.
cuteness. Like, yeah. I'll be the cute, nice leader, and then I can do all my genocide and shit.
Yeah, in the background. They'll be like, "Oh, he's harmless."
Oh, he didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't do that.
No,
Oh,
no,
he's
absolutely
nice.
not. Yeah. Anyway, they're saying he's like an uncle.
Like a big brother, or maybe I can say like father.
Yeah. What the?
Oh
Your
man.
poor dad.
Yeah.
Your poor dad.
Imagine your dad watches that. You'd be like, "I'm disappointed, son."
Son,
But
go.
he's like a part of your
throw in the
family.
river.
Like uncle.
Like a big brother, or maybe I can say like father.
You know, like his dad's like, "I sent you to China to study, and now they've brainwashed you into thinking that their dictator is your dad. Like, what have I
Yeah.
done?"
Yeah, what have you done?
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, let's continue. She is taking care of China.
He is taking care of China and he is helping and supporting everybody.
Close to the Chinese people.
I also have a copy of his book on the governance of China, and
Ooh. Wait,
This
I would
guy's-
actually love to read it.
This guy's such a weeb. Look at his
Okay.
little badge.
Yeah, no, he's one of those.
This guy.
China
I wonder
weebs.
I wonder if he went full shill.
Maybe he did.
It'd be interesting to see if these guys like how their careers progress.
Yeah.
Close to
Let's see
the
what he has to say, though. I love
Chinese
it.
people.
I also have a copy of his book on the governance of China, and I would actually love to read it.
I really like it.
So, he did
So
it.
it's like I've got a copy of it. I would actually love to read it.
But so many things got in the way, you know. It's a
Why would you
busy
say?
schedule.
Why would you
know.
even say that? That's like don't like the second part. Leave out.
Yes, I have a copy of his book. Oh, that's wow.
Yeah, you
must really look up to that
You
guy.
must really respect him. Yeah, I would really like to read it someday. What the hell? I have a car. I'd really love to drive it someday.
one day.
I have a plate of food. I'd really love to eat it
Eat
one
it
day.
someday.
Oh, it's just so silly. Anyway, this dude, I really like his foreign policy.
His foreign policy. He
I
really
wonder.
tried to.
I wonder if this, because this is 2015. Take it with that in mind.
Yeah.
I would love to ask this French guy, what do you think of Xi's foreign policy in 2022?
Yeah.
If he would say the same thing, I can promise you he would not.
It'd be fascinating to find all
Yeah.
these people and ask them what they think now.
Yeah, because I don't blame them for anything. You know, you might have drank the Kool-Aid back then, or maybe you just you're like, I want to be on TV, or they were like, we really want you to do this, and you're like, shit, okay, I'm in China,
I mean,
gotta
look,
do it.
think about it though. It's 2015. We knew things were going south, okay, but it wasn't that obvious yet.
No.
You know, it
No.
was
No.
a slow erosion, and
No, I
then
would
suddenly
say-
there was a landslide, but it was a slow erosion up until this point.
Yeah, I would say 2015 is where you could be like, this is not going. Remember? Do you remember in 2015 when we were in rural Guangzhou?
Yeah.
And we started seeing the massive
yeah.
waving over the people and this.
Yeah.
People barely have food out in some of these parts. Remember those kids?
Yeah.
And there's this big banner, and it's like Xi Jinping waving over him. And that's when we started feeling, whoa, this is bad. And the security apparatus bumped big time. So 2015 was, if you were living in Beijing, you probably wouldn't know. Like these guys are in Beijing, right? A lot of them. You wouldn't know yet.
No.
Yet.
No, that's right. And we shot our Conquering Southern China documentary in 2015.
That's
as
what I'm
well.
saying. We saw it because we're out there.
Yeah. Anyway, let's continue. He really tried to communicate with all the countries. He really tried, dude. He really
To
tried.
communicate with other countries.
I met him. He came to our school and I read him a poem.
It would be a great honor to meet.
I won't say it. I like to say it.
It's okay. Anyway, the next question is, the next question that comes along. If you meet Xi Dada, question mark.
Yeah. It's like, what would you do? Right?
Yeah, what would you do? So the first person says, it will be a great honor to meet him one day.
One day.
If I would have the chance to meet him personally, I would be very happy and I wouldn't feel very nervous.
Would be really honored if we can play in.
Yeah, it does.
No.
Yeah.
It's like, I would feel very
Yeah, exactly.
Give him a...
Oh, you'll get a projection right there. Let's get back to the video. So, yeah. What? I'd be very honored if we could play a match. Oh, yeah, remember he plays soccer.
He's
football.
pretty good at it, apparently.
Yeah.
Match one day.
I would love to shake his hand and speak with him.
未来的丈夫
I want to know that guy. I want to know if he's changed. Oh my.
Wow.
Korean chick.
Yeah, the Korean's like, if my future husband is like him, I will be happy.
Wow.
Yeah, let's rewind that.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're good.
We can play a match one day.
I would love to shake his hand and speak with him.
未来的丈夫也像他一样的话，我会幸福。
Yeah, she spoke in Chinese. She's obviously like learning Chinese at a university or something here. I would like a president like this.
A president could be like this.
The U.S. and China can be...
Oh, okay. What do you want to say?
This guy.
Okay, so the next question that comes along is
What can we call this guy? We can call him like Zhongguo Tom or something.
Yeah.
Zhongguo Tong.
Yeah, Zhongguo Tim.
Zhongguo Tim. No, he could be a Tim.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get back to it.
The U.S.
So what do you want to say?
What do you want?
Yeah, this guy's got the U.S.-China flag lapel pin. By the way, if you're going to wear a suit, just a pro tip, don't wear like a lumberjack shirt underneath. You know what I mean?
It's his only color.
It's his only colored shirt. Don't do that. It's not good. Okay, anyway.
and China can be good friends for 10,000 years.
This guy.
10,000 years.
This guy.
Yeah.
His explanation, like his expression.
Yes.
He's thought of this moment. He's like, this is my. He's one of those people that worships, like, you can tell, one of those people that worships like megalomaniac types. You know, like the staunch leadership of, like one of those.
Yeah, they read like
a weeb.
Karl Marx,
like a
Stalin
Marx
books
weeb.
and whatever. Yeah. Okay, let's see what we got
Oh,
next.
I like this. Let's see this.
Yeah.
That you get a chance to go back to the American countryside and see what I think is the real U.S.
What is that?
Fair enough.
Oh, what do you want to say?
Yeah, that's fine. That's nice.
What does that have to do with anything?
Because he wants them to see what America's
Oh,
like.
is if you could say something to Xi Jinping?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because that was not there.
10,000 years.
I hope that you get a chance to go back to the American countryside and see what I think is the real U.S.
We wish him a good luck and all the best vision view towards US.
Please come to France as soon as you can.
If he wants to come to Spain, he will be very welcome.
I hope that he also continues this fight against corruption.
Keep going, keep work hard for your
Too young,
country.
too naive.
还记得我吗？我跟你握过手哦。
Wow, she's so starstruck.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a big deal.
Yeah,
it is
yeah.
a big deal.
Yeah.
我想请你来芝加哥吃一个披萨。
Yeah, Chicago pizza. Isn't that your favorite?
No, this guy's out of my book. You're out, bro. You're out. Okay, whatever. You want to like suck off Xi Jinping, you do your thing. But
Yeah.
no Chicago pizza, all right? That's ridiculous.
I still haven't tried that. Yeah. I want to try it.
欢迎来到美国。
Vamos para adelante, Xi Jinping. Xi Dada, jayo.
Xi Dada, oboso.
Fighting!
习大大，加油！
Xi Jinping vperёd!
Xi Dada, 我喜欢你。
祝习大大一路平安。
习大大，萌萌的。
Oh man. I mean, like I said, I trust that dude. I guess Xi Jinping must be cute.
习
Then.
大大，萌。
He's just being polite.
Yeah. Yeah, he's written in the background, Xi Dada, Jayo. For those of you who can't read Chinese.
Uncle Xi, let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Come on.
萌的。
Yeah.
This whole thing is so gross.
Yeah, let's not play their names. Let me get that out of here. Like, that's unfair. You never know. They could have made a
No,
mistake.
for sure. No, we're not going after these people.
No.
It's mad gross. But
Yeah.
again, this is 2015, and there's a reason we brought this up, right? We can clown all we want, troll all we want. The reason we brought this up is to show kind of the beginnings of this dictator worship, to get foreigners outsourcing propaganda, right?
Yeah,
to get
so
them
that
to
was
say it.
actually put on by the People's Daily, like you said.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so it started back then. Now this new competition is basically the same thing, but like just more intense.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about our favorite media
We'll just rip through it
challenges?
super quick. Remember, guys, remember CGTN, the media challengers?
Yeah.
I'll just play the beginning so you guys
Good.
can remember.
And also, you might be curious as to know like what happened to media challenges.
Yeah, so it was a multi-million-dollar campaign from the central government down to the media stations to get foreigners to suck off China.
It was
Right.
literally to recruit foreigners as propagandists for the Communist Party of China. And I'd like to think that we had a lot to do with it, you guys and us together on this show, in putting a stop to this.
And the Times.
Yeah.
And New York Times and a bunch of other outlets as well.
Yes,
It was
because,
great.
you know, they made such a massive push and they were trying to recruit people from all over the world to do basically shill work.
Yes.
And it's something that we're very familiar with, and we'd dealt with a lot of these shills in the past. And we noticed that all of the shills were trying to promote and were a part of this media challenges thing. And so we brought as much attention to it as possible, and it kind of forced them to abandon the project.
Yeah, we don't have to go all the way into it. We just want to remind people they set up this huge thing. They had a studio. Like,
Let's take a look.
We'll do it quick. But yeah, it was supposed to be this global thing. We'll talk over it. It's this huge global thing where they're going to be like, our presenters here in Beijing are going to be connected to the world. This is going to be their CNN
Take
moment.
that volume down a bit there so we can talk.
Yeah. Their CNN, their BBC moment, right?
Yeah.
This is what's going to make us truly international, and it's all it is Chinese propaganda.
Yeah, to conquer the world.
It's quite the ambition, eh?
Yeah.
So you imagine, this was big. I mean, they got foreign correspondents. They started to do recruitment campaigns. There was recruitment in the U.S.
In South Africa.
Yeah, which we were super... They built
Look at this
huge
studio.
They had this massive event. They had celebrities.
I like what this woman says right
Yeah,
here.
it's
Let's
pretty
just
funny,
just play it quickly so you can see
This
what
is
she
their
says.
live launch, which like 6 people watched, by the way.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Hello，大家晚上好，下午好。 中午好，上午好，我们是在北京，欢迎各位来到 CGTN 全球主持人、记者、网红招募行动启动仪式。
欢迎大家 So, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the launch event of CGTN Media Challenges Talent Campaign. Hello, I'm Zhou Yun.
I'm 纪晓君，我是纪晓君 and you are tall tonight.
I'm so sorry for being tall and pretty. I'm sorry.
And this
I mean, it's like,
I love the. I like the arrogance of it.
Isn't that a bit narcissistic? I'm so sorry for being tall and pretty. You know, who says that?
I don't know. Anyway, the point is, they had this huge campaign, by the way, and they live streamed this on YouTube.
Yeah, I'll just take this down, the volume down. So
this is a great example of getting millions and millions of dollars for something, and then the money kind of ending up elsewhere because no one watched this.
No.
This is like deep lore shit now.
Some of the shills that we're familiar with were promoting it on their channels. They were promoting it for CGTN. It was going to be the next big thing.
Yeah, there was even corruption in the recruitment, like because it was like a competition, but there were people that were like new people in it that were like getting propelled to the top of the ranks, and they'd fly you to Beijing and you become a correspondent for them, a propagandist.
And the whole idea was to entrap influencers and bring them into, like we said, become propagandists for the Chinese Communist Party.
Yes.
So this is, this by the way, what you can see here is kind of a funny pushback because after it got kind of a bit of a spotlight from people like us and from the newspapers and so on, Liu Xing, who's the host of a big CGTN program, actually went out there to try and defend herself and distance herself from this whole thing.
So here's the deal. This smear article came out from the Times in the UK. And obviously we talked about it. And the state media presenter, ended up in the promotion materials for media challengers.
Yeah.
And so people were like, dude, this is just state media.
Just state
it's
media.
just the government. She's in the government, right?
Yeah.
So the government is in the campaign for the competition.
Yeah.
How fair is that? You know, it's just state media. And so listen to her explanation.
Yeah, let's take a look at her explanation.
So funny.
Welcome to Headline Buster, brought to you by The Point with me, Liu Xin. In this episode, we dissect stories that are making headlines around the world and talk to our guests to compensate for the missing pieces of the puzzle. So join me in real time by sending us your comments or questions via the CGTN page on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, or Weibo. If you're watching this live on the CGTN application, email me.
It's supposed to be called The Point, but she doesn't get to it.
@cgtn.com. Let me know what you think. We air the Headline Buster segment on Friday.
Wow, we're just advertising
11
that.
a.m.
Sorry.
Beijing time. So
Anyway,
do get
let's
in
see.
touch and we just might read out your comments.
Oh, we're gonna
just
stop
talk
that.
over it. It's just, go ahead.
I'm just gonna like take that down because their copyright struck us for playing their
this
music
song.
last time. It's the most irritating earworm ever. You might remember it if you're a long-time viewer of the show. Yeah. Yeah, we'll jam it in the background. Now take a look. There's Liu Xin in the promotional material right there. There she is. Okay.
Look at the AR setup. Look at this like video toaster ass shit.
Yeah, no, this is worse than video toaster. Let's see what she says.
Looking at nothing, by the way.
Yeah, it's a green screen. Anyway, let's see what she has to say.
Today, we're looking at a topic that's close to home, CGTN, this network's Media Challenges campaign. What is it? What does it want to achieve? And how is it being covered by some media? I'm not involved in the organization of the event, despite making a cameo appearance in the Media Challenges theme song's music video. So I went to take a look at the...
Like, what is that? What is that?
I'm not involved.
I'm not involved, despite being in the promotional material of it. I'm just not involved.
Yes.
See how sneaky and cunning Chinese state media is? It's all just a bunch of lies.
So anyway, I want to cut through this because it's been too long. But the reason we're bringing this up is that this was a whole huge campaign in the same vein of outsourcing the propaganda, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, we probably had something to do with shutting it down because they thought it was a waste and it's been exposed. Big, huge outlets like the Times and stuff, New York Times, all these different outlets exposed it, right? And then they're like, well, it's not going to work as propaganda anymore if everyone knows where it's coming from.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So the last thing that they did, was this last video where they're like, yeah, I can't wait. Like, get ready for the media challengers. Get ready to see what we've done.
Yeah.
And I put just a little like sign off video of them here. Not there. It's after this. After the point.
Just just showing some of the current shills and so on CGTN. Oh, this is the sign off thing.
Yeah. So this is like them getting all pumped up. Like this is get ready to see what we've done with this multi-million-dollar campaign.
So let's take a look what they have to say.
Dear viewers, I'm at University of Amsterdam in the Netherlands.
We are at the Graduate Institute of International and Development Studies at Geneva. We feel confident and want the world to hear your voice.
Let's join CGTN Global Recruitment.
This is when it turned
Come
directly
and
into
join the CGTN Global Recruitment with us.
Go, young media talents.
Don't forget to watch the best television channel in Asia.
And that was it. That was it, guys. The end. This is more of the same. It's just out of order. Just scroll through this. You don't have to watch this anymore. That was the end, guys. There was never anything ever again.
They changed it from media challenges to recruitment.
But now it's done. It's all done.
Yeah.
There's no more media challenges.
When was that last thing put out?
9 months ago.
9 months ago, yeah.
So they shut it down because clearly it didn't work and people know it's propaganda now.
I think they flew too close to the sun with this one. I mean, the fact of the matter is, if you're going to call it media challengers, the whole point of it, this whole media challengers thing is to challenge foreign media.
Yeah.
So like when foreign media says something like, hey, there's some bad things happening in Xinjiang, we're like, no, there's not. And we'll challenge that. We'll send a bunch of people to do a tourist guided tour of Xinjiang and certain tourist sites
They
only.
actually did do that.
And they did do that,
They
right?
sent one of their correspondents.
Yeah.
Kate.
They sent Kate, she was CGTN, but they also sent all the shills on that genocide theme park tour.
Yeah, but Kate was famous for saying, no stone was left unturned. There is absolutely no genocide here.
Yeah, and speaking of genocide, the U.S. should talk about its problems with Indiana. Or whatever,
That was such a... Throw that in there.
Exactly.
Long story short, you guys have heard enough about this. This has already been shut down.
Yeah.
The point is that they continue to try to outsource propaganda nonstop. And you saw the front page of what the People's Daily looks like today.
Yeah, exactly.
It's nothing but self-servicing propaganda. And they want foreign people from around the world to do that for them. So it has more legitimacy.
Yes.
And it's simple as that. Just see through it. And I hope you guys make some great submissions.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, that's something that we would really like all of you guys to do. If you have the means, go and make your own little thing about the last decade in China, and
just be honest.
And be honest about it, and submit it on the subreddit, and we'll show
we'll
your
have our
submissions.
own competition next week.
Yeah, it'll be fun. We'll see who's the most honest one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, just kind of a fun thing. Should we answer a couple of super chats before we hit our next segment?
For sure.
And don't be a propagandist for the Chinese government.
Yeah.
Because
if you haven't learned that already, it's a dark path.
All of these little competitions, it's always like in the form of a competition, isn't it?
It's the only reason these competitions exist is to serve a CCP boss that gets all the funding from the central government, and then it just goes nowhere.
Yeah.
So you won't get anything out of it.
Like the one in South Africa, they were offering, I think it was up to $2,000 or $10,000 or something. It's quite a lot of money.
Yeah, but they get millions.
Yeah, I'm just saying that was the prize. If you were to submit your video about how great Xi Jinping is, like it literally was like why Xi Jinping is such a good leader.
Yes.
And that's in the Stellenbosch University in South Africa, the Confucius Institute. It was on their website. I went and check for it and everything, so it's not a secret.
No.
But it's ridiculous how they're trying to get people from around the world to basically suck off their great leader.
Yes, I like what Ness says. He says they'll use whatever you wrote and you won't get anything.
Yeah,
correct.
It's correct. Absolutely correct. So if you're going to submit anything, make sure it's something that they can never use or they never will use.
Well, it's not guy. I'm not going to.
You
won't lead you guys.
Do what you want. Do what you want.
Do what you
okay.
want.
Yeah.
Preferably make it fun.
Yeah, make it funny. Make it funny. We're going to join you in this.
Yes.
So. Yeah.
CDX Greed 420 says, thanks for keeping it real.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Norman Fair says, since there's no poo coup, will the CCP freak out if Putin uses nukes? I mean, they're not going to be happy because it's going to make them look bad for choosing Russia, because yet again, they've done a military exercise together, which we'll show you in a worldview. Anyway, my video in the description right now is about the coup of Xi Jinping.
Or the lack thereof.
Or the lack thereof. And I explained everything that happened, how it came about, and actually what happened within the party that no one's talking about for some reason.
Yeah.
Tristan Meacham says taking being treated like cattle to another level. This is what we support when we buy products made in China.
Yeah, it's a sad reality, and I hate that because The last thing I want is for there to be a negative effect on the actual normal people in China. You know, of course, I have family in China. I've got friends in China, and I want them to live a good, prosperous life. But the problem is when you support China by buying all the goods, what you're doing is you're playing into that whole system. You are supporting the government at the end of the day. Because whatever you buy there, it means that it benefits the manufacturing there. It benefits their shipping deals, all their nonsense, all their corruption and everything. And, you know, yeah, you get your cheap piece of plastic from Amazon, but you've actually helped this pretty awful government do awful things.
Yeah, support other economies.
Yeah, if you have the choice, you know, you can't always. I understand that, but...
Jerry Huang, friend of the channel, says one of the most hypocritical aspects of the CCP shills is how they speak so much against Western media, but think it's somewhat okay to align themselves with foreign state-run media such as CGTN, Global Times, and RT. Yeah. Exactly. It makes absolutely no sense. It's like, if they were given an opportunity to be a correspondent for New York Times or something, they would jump at it. But they're the enemy of that because they support authoritarian regimes.
If you can go out there and say Western media lies and Western media is like biased, why are you not going out there and saying Chinese media lies? Chinese media. Yeah, state media. It's not even like private media. Because all media does.
Yeah.
Okay, you've got to be balanced. But you'll find that they'll constantly criticize Western media and so on, but never once criticize Chinese state media.
Chinese state media doesn't follow journalistic integrity. It doesn't follow any of the rules, and it serves one man's purpose. There's a great difference between that and whatever you're talking about in the West.
Yeah.
So great point, Jerry. David Lopan says, y'all get fresh buzz cuts for your promotion at HQ. Shh, no more for you. That's classic.
Yes.
Don't talk tribe.
Let's move on.
We will. We're going to move on now to our Wumao corner, everybody, where we talk about haters and so on. We've actually got some funny stuff for you this time around. We thought it'd be pretty hilarious. But of course, before we head off directly into our Wumao corner, we thought we'd give you all just a glimpse of what you perhaps have been missing on Monday if you're not part of the Shaban Ho VIP Club.
We have a show every Monday.
Yes, we do.
Shaban Ho. And if you guys want to join, it's on the Shaban Ho tier of Patreon. Patreon.com/ADVpodcasts.
Yeah.
But in this past episode, we talked about, which you can watch on the Patreon right now if you want to. We talked about the most dangerous drinking stories in China, which was a fun one.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Let's take a look. Well, it'll eventually happen. There's a big drinking culture in China. Everybody drinks, and they drink hard.
Very strong baijiu.
Let's drink until we're like hammered. Yeah.
People push it to the limit.
And that it does get out of hand all the time.
70% alcohol out of a mug.
People stumbling, falling over, puking, getting drunk, sometimes dying of alcohol poisoning.
You don't worry about losing face.
You're only a real man if you can drink.
Man, it always gets gross and makes me uncomfortable.
People being shit-faced every night all over the place.
I almost threw up.
If I can't help you, I'm going to sit here and film you and, you know, use you as an example.
What are you doing here? You know, like, what is a foreigner doing here?
Yeah, so basically, if you want to watch the show, you can head on over to patreon.com/ADVpodcasts.
It's live every Monday.
Yeah, every Monday. And of course, you'll have access to all the previous shows, of which there have been 13 so far.
Yeah.
Lucky number 13. So yeah, check it out if you're interested. We can't wait to see you on Monday for all of you Shaban Hoes out there.
Very, 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 very fun time.
Yeah, it's good fun.
Such a fun club, and we talk to you guys the whole time.
Yeah. So, okay, let's move on to the actual segment, which is, you know, the Wumao Corner. Well, what do we have? Let's see. We have a blank screen.
In the Wumao Corner, we got a blank screen.
Here we go.
Followed by
security guard.
Yep.
What's he doing? Yeah, it says police.
Dude.
Yeah, it is. It is police. So
That's
it's not
a
a security
policeman.
guard. It's a policeman. Okay, and what we've got here, it looks like a little COVID test area.
Yeah, it looks like he's either this guy's breaking out of a quarantine zone or having an argument with a police officer. That's not important. What's important is what transpires.
Yes, let's
now,
watch.
YouTube, do not demonetize us for a fight, because you'll see this fight leads
It's not
nowhere.
a fight. It's not a fight. Okay, watch. See, they're having a bit of an altercation here. They're like shouting at each other.
That's the cop. That's the cop that did the, what is that called?
Well, no, that's...
No, I'm thinking of the soccer terminology, you know?
Oh, what? Like
flop.
The flop, yeah, that's right. So basically what happened is the guy reaches over, they're having an argument. The guy reaches, he's like, naturalized, so he's like, give it to me. So he's obviously the cop probably took his phone or something, or took something from him.
something.
So he reaches over, he grabs him, and he grabs his little vest. Okay. And the cop just collapses to the floor. Now, this happens a lot in China because the person who gets injured first gets the compensation.
Yes.
And the more injured you are, the more compensation you get.
Right. This poor police officer.
Yeah, exactly. So if you collapse and feign injury, then you can oh, it's so terrible. And then, when the other police arrive, then they'll negotiate, oh, you really hurt him, so you have to pay him money.
Right.
Oh,
you know what that actually reminds me of?
What?
哎呦，痛死我了。
Yeah.
给钱!
And my wife hates that because my little kid walks around, she's saying, you knocked me down, pay me. Yeah, she says that all the time. And my wife's like, you're a bad influence.
It's not a bad influence, it's a great song, it's our friend.
Yeah, I love it. Anyway, I love how he just collapses.
We need a sound, can we make a soundbite for ayo tong su
Yeah, please make a
soundbite.
Yeah, we'll be putting it in. Okay, cool.
都别动啊！你把我车子弄倒了，还没
It's hilarious. Anyway, we thought we'd also show you this lovely scene over here. It's another one of these. I know we've showed you this kind of stuff before, but if you look at the huge amount of people passing vegetables up this, okay, and here's the dumb thing, okay? I can just stop it right here. Let me reverse a little bit. This is a road, okay? It's a full-on road that they're standing on. They're offloading from a truck, and it's not a massive truck. It's actually just a normal-sized, everyday little truck, which could easily fit on this road.
Yes.
Okay? You can see there's a boom gate that's been lifted, so they could have driven it all the way up there. There's a second boom gate, which could have been lifted. Look at these guys. It's clown stuff, this. They're just doing this for the camera. It really is just performance.
I'm gonna get copyright strike.
Yeah, exactly. But it is a performance. Look, you can see this road that they're standing on, the little truck could have just driven up. Okay? It's just nonsense.
They've done this so many times and they keep getting called out because Chinese people aren't dumb.
Yeah,
they post on Weibo, they're like, what are you doing? Just back the truck up. And they still do it.
Especially if you look at the road, okay? If you look, you can see that there's actually another car up there. So if that car can make it all the way, where was it?
They think that a lot of people passing stuff is tricking people. And it's hard work.
It's like, oh, look at us. We're doing such a great, valiant effort, all of us. I want to shut this.
It's a series of tubes.
Yeah. Where is that? You can see there's a red car, basically. Because I remember I was reading the Chinese comments, and they were like, if that red garbage truck or whatever it is up there, if that red car can make it up there, see that there's a full-size car, okay?
I like the Pope mask.
Yeah, it's like
Pope
but
cone.
okay, look at that red car up there,
Yeah,
okay? If that car can make it up there, frickin' truck can go up there.
We get it. I like how the PLA there as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a show of look how we help the people.
Yes. The People's Republic of China.
And you see all the people, they always see multiple cameras going up and down filming it because they have to use this as propaganda, and they put triumphant propaganda music behind it, okay, which we're not going to play because it's going to copyright strike us probably.
Oh, they've been vicious with this these days.
Yeah, and it's all just a big show. Look at us. Look at how we help everyone, and we put all these broccoli in this packet.
It's cabbage, but yeah.
Yeah. Are you sure there's not broccoli? I saw a massive broccoli in there. Cabbage. Look at this guy down here has got cabbages on the floor. I'll get us out of there. You can see he's looking very broccoli-like, some of those cabbages.
Definitely cabbage.
Is it?
Right. Don't worry about it.
Get a poll up. Let's get a poll. What do you think that is?
It's absolutely
cabbage,
hang on.
Bro. Hang on. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Yeah. What about turnips that one down there?
There's turnips.
There's broccoli in there too. That's what I saw. That one.
Oh, that's broccoli?
That's got to be broccoli,
That's
right?
Napa cabbage on the left.
Oh, it's definitely cabbage. That one on the top's cabbage.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree
some potatoes.
with you that might be broccoli. It's kind of rare to see broccoli in China.
Really?
Yeah, it's New World.
I mean, no, I'd have it all the time in broccoli.
Yeah, because
Xilanghua?
Yeah, Xilanghua is not a Chinese food.
No, but it's a very common dish.
Yeah, not in a lot of the country.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, I also lived in different parts of China.
Yeah, it's true. Well, I mean, I went all around.
You lived in fancy land.
Yeah.
So you're going to be like, oh, shall I have my broccoli today?
Oh, broccoli's kind of...
just a floret for me.
No. Broccoli's common,
with your
dude.
Suit,
Yeah, broccoli's common. Anyway, there they are with their shopping carts. It takes a lot of them, obviously,
Tofu drag cabbage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guys, enough with the dregs.
I just love the fact that it takes, I count 3 Dabais, which are these people,
Yes.
3 of them to deliver 1 shopping cart of cabbage. Anyway, it's just kind of ridiculous. Let's.
Mr. Keys wanted to know what the song is from. Who's our friend? I know his name's David. Just David is the channel.
Yeah, that's his name, Just David. So it's Just David Ministries.
Okay.
And it's called
if you go to, Pengci is Pengci.
Yeah, PENG space CI. You'll find it.
And if you find it, please go to the comment section and say ADV sent you.
Yeah, please do.
We love Just David.
Mhm.
We love David. We don't just love David.
Yeah,
though.
we love Just
a lot
David.
of things.
And that's like one of the best songs ever made.
Yes.
Okay, good. So let's move straight on to Worldview, where we talk about everything in the world, specifically with regards to China.
Yes.
And this time in Worldview, we have something which you're going to explain to everybody.
Yeah, so I mean it's very self-explanatory. You see,
Is it? It's explaining it to me now by itself?
No. What I mean to say is a simple one.
Okay.
This
yeah.
military exercise between China and Russia, it's bad. Why is that bad? Because China's trying to take this approach that they're not taking Russia's side and everything. Then why are you doing freaking military drills?
Yeah, next
Make it
to
worse.
Alaska.
They've spotted this off the coast of Alaska.
Yeah.
Which ain't no good. Now, I am in full support of freedom of movement exercises, but when you're doing them, probably don't be so obvious about what your military ambitions are together.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be allied according to China foreign policy.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to trick the rest. I'm trying to help you, China.
Yeah.
Trying to trick the rest of the world so you can help Russia and get economic benefits from the whole wartime scenario, and then try to appease the West by saying, "Oh, we're not going to help them with this whole thing.
Yeah.
We're the good guys, so
Yeah.
don't do this. It's probably a bad luck."
Yeah, probably a bad look. I'd say that too. Is that all we've got for Worldview this time?
Yeah, I just thought it was an important thing. to
Okay,
have.
cool. Guess what, guys? It's time for Yamcha. For those of you who don't know what Yamcha is, it's our Q&A segment of the show. We cut this out of the show on Monday, so you get to watch it now live. You get to watch it on the weekend. If you somehow miss it on the weekend and you want to see it, well, if you're a patron of any level, you'll be able to see it on Monday. We upload it separately for you there. So let's begin. It's time to loosen the tie and have a chat.
Have a chat.
Answer the super
chat.
chats. What are
Brian
we doing?
Kane says Ukrainian MP Alexander Merishko is based for saying that China is like the Soviet Union but more dangerous. French kiss.
Yeah, that's actually very good.
That means great. And he says chudovo, which means great in the Ukrainian language.
Oh, it means
great.
That's actually what it means.
Yeah, exactly.
V Diddy says, might be controversial, but why do you think Falun Gong are so sensationalist to the point that sometimes they're being considered fake news? I consider them the enemy of my enemy, but they don't maintain their reputation properly. I mean, I would say there's different outlets within that, though.
Yeah.
Like there's like
Yeah,
Falun Gong
varying
media, but like
degrees.
a random person on Twitter who is Falun Gong isn't necessarily working for certain things. Actually, the case I'm using in my mind is a very bad example because
Yeah.
that person was, in fact, working for that. But they have a bias. Like anybody's got a